Howdy, and welcome to the channel. And today we're going to be going over the two latest entries from Ryobi for the 18-volt air compressor, and we're going to be comparing it to last generation. We're going to see which one can air up a tire quicker. Both of these can inflate up to 160 PSI. Both of them are able to pump up anything with a Schrader valve. Both of these offer digital PSI gauges, and it will auto shut off whenever it reaches that designated pressure. From that point, things deviate. Now, the first one we have is model PCL001B. This is the high pressure digital inflator, and this is only for things like car tires, bicycle tires. This comes with the sports needle, Presto valve adapter, and the pinch valve adapter. The second model we have is the PCL031B, and this is the dual function digital inflator and deflator. Not only does this include the sports needle as well as the pinch valve adapter, we have the capability with this particular tool to inflate air mattresses and pool floats. Model PCL001 weighs 1 pound 5.6 ounces or 613 grams. Model PCL031 weighs 2 pounds 4.3 ounces or 1,028 grams. So PCL001 is very small and compact. It makes it very convenient to store this and take this with you anywhere you want to go. They also have a nice storage solution here for your hose, and it includes a clip so it can clip onto itself, and then you can pull it tight and keep it tight to the body. All of the tips that come with it are included here on the bottom. Now, the only unfortunate thing about this hose is it's the older style. So this is not a twist on, this is a clamp on. This other one, it actually has a twist on for the Schrader valve, and this last gen, we actually have a twist on as well. These work okay, they can just be a little bit more finicky, and if you have a dry rotted Schrader valve, this is going to destroy it, guaranteed. So let's go ahead and let's see what was included with the other unit. Well, first of all, it came with a nice little baggie, and it has two adapters inside that, and then underneath it, we actually have a third adapter. We also have an additional 3 connectors that are on here. And for these, we have basically the same thing. We have the needle valve, we have the pinch valve adapter, and we actually have a really nice Presto valve adapter. The one that comes with the smaller one is a plastic adapter. However, the one that comes with the bigger unit is actually a brass adapter, so it should be able to withstand a lot more punishment than the plastic one can. Now, the one thing the little one has going for it over the bigger one, everything is stored on board. This one stores almost everything on board, and there was actually room here on the bottom to create spaces for the other adapters. I don't know why Ryobi didn't include that.
If you could just go ahead and make sure you do that from now on, that would be great.
I am definitely one of those people that if you have a tool or an adapter or something that goes with the tool itself, put space on the body so that we can keep those accoutrements with the tool itself. So that's something I would like to see changed on the next generation. I love the adapters. Keep the adapters. Make it where it can store on the tool, even if it has to be a little bit bigger. Now, the larger unit also has hose storage on it, but it is definitely different than the other one. You'll see that we actually have some perfectly sized pinch points here on the body. So whenever you first take the hose, you need to put the hose on the upper portion and get it pulled in. And then as you're bringing the hose around, you're gonna wanna pinch it into those different pinch points. And since we have 2 different pinch points, we've got one on both sides of it. It actually does a really good job of holding the 25-inch hose in place so it's not flopping all around. But it also has a very smart storage solution here for the inflator deflator hose. We simply pull it out. Then if we want to inflate something, we take it and it has a twist lock on the front, and then you can connect it up to whatever you're trying to inflate. Now, if you want to deflate it, you untwist it from here and you simply slide it into the side. There's not a twist lock. It just slides in because there's going to be suction. Then you place this on the item that you're trying to deflate, and now you can pull all of that through. So that is a really nice solution, and I love that it stores right here on the body. Now, last gen did the same thing. They have a hose adapter right here where you can put that same hose, and their hose is a little bit different on this one. The adapter is actually stuck with a tether on the end of the hose. These get worn out after a while. If you're using that a lot, especially if you are one of those people who likes to go float the river every weekend, this is is going to get worn out. So I like the storage solution on the body. That is much better than having a tethered piece. Now, the other nice thing about the larger unit is it actually has a nice little additional feature on it that this one doesn't have. It has an LED down here at the bottom. So whenever you are stuck on the side of the road and you're trying to use this to inflate the car tire, you can turn on the light and illuminate the tire in your workspace. You can even take that and face it toward oncoming traffic if you're in a position where you have to do something like that. So hopefully they're able to see you. However, my best advice, even if it destroys the tire, get off the road. Get into a parking lot where you can do this in a safe location. The more you know. Now comes the fun part. We're going to take each one of these with a high performance battery that's fully charged, and we're going to air up a 235/45 by 18-inch tire from 0 PSI all the way to 35 PSI. Let's go ahead and get started on that now. We're going to go ahead and turn the unit on, and it's going to show 0 PSI because this tire is completely deflated. We're going to press and hold the plus, and it's very quickly going to go through the numbers. We're going to stop at 35 PSI. And now we just press start. So the last generation model inflated this to 35 PSI in roughly 4 minutes and 53 seconds. Let's go ahead and deflate this tire and let's do the next one. So we've now inflated it a second time. This one is about 5 minutes and 2 seconds. So the third time took 5 minutes and 10 seconds. So that time it took 5 minutes and 22 seconds for the tire to get completely inflated. Now at this time, the battery is still showing 2 bars. However, I'm pretty confident that it's definitely less than 2 bars. But that's pretty impressive considering that it aired up this 18-inch tire 4 times with that battery. Let's move on to our next model now and repeat the process. So on the second time, 5 minutes and 1 second. Third time, 5 minutes and 11 seconds. So on our fourth time, we were 5.5 minutes. We actually made it, and we filled up 4 tires with 1 4-amp-hour HP battery. Let's go ahead and see what our battery life looks like. And as you can tell, we have 2 bars on this one as well, so that matches the older one. So we're now ready to start using the third and final inflator. This is model PCL031. So the larger inflator took a little bit longer on the first time, a little over 5 minutes. So the second time is now complete, and it's basically identical to the first, just a little over 5 minutes. So our third full inflation took a little bit longer at just over 5 minutes and 10 seconds. So we're now done with our fourth and final fill up of this tire, and it's almost 5.5 minutes to fill it up. Our battery level is showing 2 bars. So now that we've inflated this tire 4 times, here's the average that it took to actually do that. Just to note, after each tire inflation, we verified accuracy using an analog gauge, and all of these units were within 1 PSI of our 35 PSI target, showing consistent performance across the board. To measure the noise levels in a real-world setting, we placed a 4-foot level between each air compressor and our decibel meter. The older model, the P747, averaged 76 decibels, while the new compact inflator, the PCL001, it came in quieter at 73 decibels. Interestingly enough, the new dual function inflator, the PCL031, landed in between the two at 75 decibels. Since two of these had the capability of airing up a tube, I went ahead and I picked up this nice little river tube from Wally World, and we're gonna go ahead and take it and we're going to inflate it. And you can see this is a pretty standardized tube. For those of you who enjoy going tubing down the river, you know who you are. You know that this is pretty typical. So let's go ahead and see how long it takes to inflate. And I'm gonna grab a fresh battery for this because I wanna make sure that I'm giving it the optimal capability. So from completely deflated to fully inflated took right at 34 seconds. That's extremely impressive. But how long is it gonna take to deflate? Let's check that out now. So from fully inflated to fully deflated in 40 seconds. So that's less than 2 minutes of your time to make it so much easier when you're going to float down the river to inflate and deflate this with the older unit. Let's see how the newer unit does. So for the new PCL031, it went from fully deflated to fully inflated in a little over 30 seconds. So it is just a hair quicker than last generation's unit. Let's go ahead and test how quickly it can deflate this tube. From fully inflated to fully deflated in roughly 40 seconds. So which one of these should you purchase? Well, if you already have last gen or the generation before, just keep it. There's no real reason to upgrade. The only thing that you might kind of like on the new one is the little LED light. Yeah, it's kind of nice to have, but do you have to have it? No, you really don't. So that would really be the only reason that I would recommend upgrading from one of the previous gens. Now, if you don't have these available to you and you have the choice between these two, it fully depends on what your use case is. If you ever see the time where you're going to need it to inflate a pool floaty, or you're going to need it to inflate a mattress for somebody who's coming over and spending the night, get this one. It's going to make that job so much easier. However, if you don't ever do those things and you have no desire, or you have another tool that already does it substantially better than this, well, then there's no reason that you should spend the extra money on this one. You can get this smaller unit and it will work just as well. You can see the times. There's really not much of a difference between all of these units. All of the units could inflate a tire from 0 to 35 PSI and do it 4 times on a single battery. So none of them are more efficient than another one is. None of them is substantially quicker than another one is. So it fully depends on what you want to spend your money on. So that goes over the latest generation of inflators from Ryobi and compares them to last generation. Hopefully this video does an extremely good job to let you know which one you should spend your hard-earned money on. If you have any questions about any of these tools, please be sure to leave it in the comments below, or any of the tools that are behind me, or any other videos that I have made. I really appreciate the conversation, especially thoughtful comments like this one. Thank you very much for that positive comment, and thank you for watching.